Hey Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6 as Suleiman Muhtesem. Now, where we left off, we had a very slight crisis. And when I say it's a slight crisis, I mean it's kind of it's a little bit of a crisis. Like, it's actually, we've got, 1, 2, 3, 4 cities that have flipped independent from us and are going to be causing us some issues that we're going to have to try to solve. It's not a completely insurmountable problem, but a problem it is nonetheless. I also have a ton of units that need to be schlepped back together. And I think we had decided that we were going to stop making chariots here. We definitely need to pick up printing because we want to get the +3 diplomatic visibility combat boost. Or rather, it gives you 1 level of diplomatic visibility, which is equivalent to having +3 combat strength on your units. So we definitely want to get printing. Yeah, we have cuirassier and field cannons. And I think we would like to head towards steel, but we definitely need to get oil before we go for steel because we're getting steel to get artillery, and artillery require oil to upgrade. And I think this would be how we get through the next phase of the game. So we do need to make our way towards refining. And thankfully, due to a quirk of the tech tree, refining only requires ballistics. And steel also only requires ballistics. So we can have artillery very quickly here. Now, it does require us to actually find oil inside of our empire. However, I do tend to find in my games, oil tends to spawn around the northern areas of the map, right? So in the tundra, we have a good chance of finding it in the tundra, and we have a good chance of finding it in the desert. So I think we might be able to make this work. Now, a couple of challenges that we have is just the sheer fact that there is a lot of shenanigans going on here in terms of unit composition and all that sort of jazz. Now, I have a couple of knights, so if I swap you to here, put you to here, these would be major defeats. They could eventually become cuirassiers for just gold. I should have done that actually in hindsight. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Turn them into cuirassiers because that'll make this bit of the war a lot easier. Unfortunately, this bombard corps is likely dead, so I'm just going to keep him fortified to give him the best chance of surviving. He might get hit by 3 line infantry. That's okay. Not the end of the world. You need to become a cuirassier as well. You need to become a cuirassier. And we're going to need a lot of iron. A lot of iron to make more cuirassiers. But I think generally, we're in an okay place when it comes to cuirassiers, so we're going to keep on doing that. We're going to keep combining chariots together and building up. And now we need to think about the next phase of our war plans. So if we think about Eritrea, we could go for another district, or we could go for the military academy and pump even harder for unit production, right? Once we start getting to level 3 relationship with Cabal and Preslab, this could be a really good unit production facility. So I like the idea of unit production. I think unit production is going to be how I win the game, and having enough units of a high enough quality will be my path to victory. So I think Now, I could also delay for a pair of universities in here. But here's the thing. I'm going to be going to war with Mavemba soon, so I'm not even going to be getting the benefit from Anshan in this game, unless I invest heavily into that. So I think the best thing to do is to just try to drown him in unit production and hope that that works out. And it'll take about 20 turns. Oh, I didn't mean to do the left click there. It'll take about 20 turns for that to come to fruition, but I think that that is a good pathway forward. Now, in a place like Konya, I could definitely make do with getting a commercial hub here. So I'm going to go ahead and swap that tile to this city and place the commercial hub. It's a +4 commercial hub, but I don't need to necessarily build it right now. A part of the problem is that we have a very low cash flow at the moment. So this building a commercial hub would give us more trade routes. It would help us with our cash flow, but we do need to make a decision about how exactly do we want to approach things. We could go for an aqueduct here. The city is up against its housing limit. What's the niter situation? I think we have a ton of trebuchets hanging around, so we don't need to be spending any more niter. We could make some field cannons, like just a couple, to help fuel our economy. Or sorry, not fuel our economy, but fuel our war machine. We could alternatively start actually making cavalry. Cavalry are a pretty good units, and we can get them pretty cheaply, especially if I were to plug in chivalry. Now, let me double check. Cavalry are what era? Yeah, they're industrial era. So I could plug in chivalry here and start to build some more cavalry, or I could plug in conscription. I like the idea of, I want to have at least a few of my cities constantly building. I also need to really get veterancy plugged in. I could take a moment here and not expand my army, but I think the value from horse units by plugging in chivalry actually outweighs any other values. The harbour adjacency is fine. We're going to go ahead and keep that. Urban planning is starting to go the way of the dodo, but I don't have anything else I would want to plug in here. Soft targets is quite good. Collectivism is also another really good card here. It would be worth a decent amount of production and a decent amount of housing, but it's just not really fitting in to my gameplay plans. So I think chivalry is the way to go here. We'll be able to get a few cities that aren't going to be going for long-term stuff. You definitely need to get a commercial hub though. And there's a +3 one there. We won't be building it immediately, but we just want to make sure that you have it. Take that tile as well. Nay, take that tile. This city has plenty of tiles. Yeah, you can take a highly productive tile. And then we'll just like have a couple of our cities building. Okay, my spy got killed. Oh, he failed, but he actually escaped. Okay. I'm going to establish you in Konya because that's where some of these cavalry are going to be coming out. And then I think we're generally pretty happy with that situation. I think it would be good to get Magnus at some point this game, so we're just going to have him in the bank. And I'll also grab Reina, because she will fit quite well in a city like Sivas, for example. Okay, before I start combining all these things, we're good to go. And I will just say it has actually been a while since I've played this game. I won't go into too much detail right now, but basically there was some family stuff happening. And so I didn't really have much time. You know, we were dealing with some stuff, and so rather than having time to play Civ, which, you know, obviously it's like the thing that you always want to be doing is playing a bit of Civ, I had to be taking care of some other things and being there for my family and stuff like that. So I do apologize if I am a little bit confused and unsure about where I am in this game, but we will rest assured we're doing our best to keep track and to carefully navigate the dangerous waters of the Netherlands. There's tons of stuff down here that we could still pillage. We are making Barbary Corsairs purely just to harass the Netherlands. I don't know how many more I will actually make, but it's likely that I lose. Yeah, okay. So we are now entering into the modern era, and we do have this. I would like spies to siphon funds slightly better. I would like to be able to get border thingies. Yeah, I want those, and I'm happy with everything else. So I think part of our plans for this episode was just me getting resituated with the game, and to the World's Fair. This is great people points per turn. Let's go ahead and get you to retreat a little. You can bombard there. You come back and promote. Now, it would be really, really bad if Quila flipped to the Congo, but we might not be able to really affect that outcome. We did, in fact, lose a unit here, which is far from ideal. Rhodes needs to stop making heavy chariots. I want to trade with Ayutthaya, but I don't want to lose this trade route, so I'm going to trade with Johannesburg instead to get an envoy with them. I'll take that envoy. You are going to take Grape Shot against land units. You're going to play it safe because you're on flatland adjacent to 3 units who can do significant damage to you. And instead, you're the one who's going to attack here. And then you're going to stand behind here for flanking and combat support bonuses. You're going to start making your way. Alrighty, this is not ideal circumstances. You should become a field cannon. The cuirassiers are fantastic. They're doing a lot of the heavy lifting here, and they will continue to do a lot of the heavy lifting. But we definitely need to get into Quila. We have 11 turns to grab it. I don't know how viable that is at our current strategic resource generation rate, but we're going to do our best. All right, we'll sweep in here with a Barbary Corsair, pillage that, and then sweep back around to here. We're making good progress. The nice thing is there's actually a ton of cities along the coastline. If I do not want to go to war with the Congo, there's a ton of cities along the coastline that I could go snap up. All right, let's take out that line infantry and then start to position units for the Siege of Edernate. This should be a pretty easy kill. This city here should be a little bit more difficult of a kill. But we can start to get a few kills here or there. Now, if you kill him, you're likely to be attacked again and then you would die, which is like the opposite of what we want. We're taking stock of the situation over here. You would do the most damage. The battleship is a problem. Okay, so now we need to piece out the Netherlands if we can, because she actually has a unit that can threaten me and cause me issues. So she'll take a mutual peace, which totally works for me. So the big step forward for us will be the killing of these line infantry to free up the city. You head this way, become a cuirassier. I think I'm going to focus on attacking down this line. I don't know. Seems like a way easier way to get power on the map. Oh, I'm loving this. These free cities just ready to be pillaged. Incredible. It's like a whole bunch of just like resources ready to be hoovered up along this coastline, especially because these guys are leveled up with the loot promotion, giving them a 50 gold per thingy. Go ahead and grab me the Grand Bazaar. I definitely want to have a small percentage of my cities just constantly producing units. And honestly, the situation of the game right now, it's starting to look less likely that I'm going to go to war with the Congo. Even though that was part of the plan, I don't think it's what we're going to be doing, because there's like really easy expansion direction down here in Adana, Urzum, Jelinus, Issyk, all these things. We might be able to grab all those. I know we're playing it by ear, right? We're listening along. We're letting the music lead us. So I've got a spy over here in the Georgian capital. We are going to go ahead and gain sources so that we can start stealing cash. I definitely need to get more spies. Oh wait, no, one of my spies is on the way home from another location, right? Because he was kicked out. And then we can just go ahead and go back to exploring with some of these ships, because there might be things worth settling. All right, nice. We took a little bit of damage there, but my trebuchet managed to kill that line infantry on the defense. It's not ready to heal, so I'll pop you into that city. Can you shoot him? I need you to advance on the city of Quila. We might have a hard time breaking that city. Could you come up and provide flanking bonuses so this has a higher chance of getting a kill? Perfect. And now we need to move en masse units into range of this city. We also need to get some pillages here. There's 3 really good, easy to fix pillages. These 3 mines, that's like going to print us a ton of cash if we can get those. This trade route, I don't want to trade with Ayutthaya because it's a really far long away trade route. I'm going to trade with the Congo because it's a very safe trade route and I'm worried. We could plug in liberalism for 6 amenities. That would maybe bump up the happiness of my empire slightly. Yeah, it brings us up to an even keel. I'm happy to be on an even keel. We're going to go ahead and promote this guy with barding because I'm most concerned with killing off units. If I step you to here, you provide combat bonuses. You can move in there. You move up this way. We've got another cuirassier to join the fray. I'm wondering if there's any... Oh, I will buy these luxuries though. Hell yes. I'm wondering if there's any strategic resources. In particular, I'd love to buy a bit of iron. Ooh, getting 40 iron in the bank would be really nice here. Nothing I can really sell. I'll sell off my open borders. I need to be careful about what I do here in terms of gold. Now, I do have some really good gold generation in the form of these coastal raids. Like that was just 150 gold and a ton of faith too. I can also faith buy things. That's something I should consider. Do I not have horses? I mean, horses in... I think my only source of horses died. So I won't be able to make that much cavalry here. Cash flow is going to be my biggest issue. But we do have ways and means of potentially dealing with that. So this island of Sweden and the Netherlands, this is like Raid Boss Island. That's where I need to get to. Those are going to be my main objective for winning the game. Let's go ahead and pop you in here. Take barding. You move up there. You move there. You move there. This poor trebuchet. I'm going to move the trebuchet up. Let's make a pair of cuirassiers to be combined together. You step here to pillage. You do pillage. You do pillage. You hit this city. You hit this city. This is a great opportunity to get a few levels on our units, actually, fighting these neutral guys. And also a great opportunity to generate a bit of gold for ourselves. I've got a little spy here. Let's have a look at the commercial hub options. I think I want to steal from Abanza Congo. I want to steal money from the Congo. Anything I can do to hurt him without direct confrontation is perfect. Now we start bombing the city of Adana. I'd love to kill that line infantry, but I need to keep my units leveling. Also, I get era score for leveling my units, so that's kind of an important part of the whole game here too. Now, Erzurum, this city I'm going to have to claim through loyalty pressure. I don't think I'm going to be able to militarily take that city, but that's fine. That's a totally acceptable outcome. All right, let's swoop in here, start doing a bit of coastal raiding. 130 culture and 30 faith, not bad. I'm loving all this exploration I'm getting done. Like we're totally revealing the map, and by revealing the map, we're getting a better insight into how we're going to have to approach the future of the game. Okay, a couple of new units spawned. That's totally fine. The city doesn't attack particularly hard when it throws its weight around, so I'm happy to be in a position to go to war. We should be able to take Quila before it becomes a problem. You're going to go ahead and pillage there. I should have the raid card plugged in while I'm doing this. I'm missing out on a bit of gold. Like that's a cuirassier and a half upgrade there if I have the raid card plugged in. So before this cavalry can get a chance to act, we're going to take the city back. It's now our city, so we've recovered our empire. We'll need to buy a builder in here to repair all those tiles, but I think that's a worthwhile expenditure because it doesn't actually take any build charges to repair these, and we end up with a 3-charge builder for 420 gold. So I think we profited from that exchange there. Now let's get you killed. You're going to fall back to heal. You've done your job. You're fortified, and we can start bombing this city. We'll bring up the Barbary Corsair as well. It'll start to chip away at Adana, and any little bit of damage we can do over 20, like 20 garrison health, will actually help us in the long term to reclaim. There is also a niter mine here that we should totally pillage. We'll have to repair it, but again, every bit of value we can extract from the map on a now basis, like, oh, we get value right now, is going to really stand to us going forward. My empire doesn't have the luxury of playing for the late game, sadly. Alright, let's go ahead and bring these cuirassiers up. We'll combine them together, and now we have 2 cuirassiers on this front. I need to take Quila before the Congo can take it, because I think I can hold the city from a loyalty standpoint if I'm in control of it. But I can't do that if the Congo manages to take it. That just becomes another muscle that I have to punch my way through in the eventual battle with the Congo. The Congo is going to be like the actual first real challenge that I face this game. So the actual start of the modern era was when we researched refining, and thankfully we did hit at least 1 copy of oil. Let's have a look. We discovered a copy of oil here. We discovered another copy of oil over here. And we discovered another copy of oil here. So like I was saying, a lot of oil spawns up here in the northern areas of the map. And it just so happens that we managed to get a builder in position who can make his way over here and start improving this oil after he gets all this stuff repaired. Let's start moving bombards and stuff in the directions that we want. Unfortunately, we're not making much niter, but we will be able to upgrade a bombard here in a second. You go there. I don't like that there's a unit inside this city now because it's giving it much more combat strength. Can you afford to promote, or do I need to go ahead and hit the city now? We've got 6 turns. It depends on the damage of these 2 units. We can yoink another sneaky little pillage. Let's talk to Congo, and if I get open borders from the Congo, I'll be able to slip my swordsman in here and escape him from certain death. And I can move another cuirassier here. We're not quite ready to start slamming the city, but I think with 3 siege units slapping this city around, I think it's safe for me to take crew weapons here. So now I have to ask myself a question. Is it worth it to get more Barbary Corsairs on the eastern coast? And I don't think it is. So I'm going to stop the construction of those in my capital and have a little bit of a think about what my capital is going to do in the mid to late game. Well, one thing it can definitely do is be a unit production centre. It does already have the encampment. Is there something else I'd like to build? It has a harbour and an encampment. Do I want to build like that theatre square? Do I want to get an industrial zone here? I have an industrial zone planned in Rhodes, but the city needs to grow up in terms of population first. More culture would get me to fascism a little bit quicker, so that would be like a force multiplier. I could also build the diplomatic quarter. I think we'll go for the theatre square so that we can get a little bit more culture. The city has really good cultural potential, and then I might actually get myself an entertainment complex in this city. Like if I go ahead and swap this tile, yep, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to get the entertainment complex to keep the amenities high here, as well as continue to push up the theatre square. So I'm actually going to go for the entertainment complex first because I want to get the city's amenities a little bit higher. I need the raw yields. Never mind. We're going for the theatre square first. Get those yields up. Get the raw yields up before you go for the multipliers. Multipliers are good. And this Barbary Corsair is just going to hang out here until it can do something useful. What's the loyalty situation in the city of Adana? It's looked like it's got plus 19 loyalty from citizens. That's because of Gelinus and all these cities there doing, participating and helping. So let's sneak on through with a Barbary Corsair through Solica. Maybe there's a few pillages we can get. And I think actually Scythia has completely flipped independent. They weren't able to hold their loyalty, which kind of just means there's like an open empire here for me to conquer, which I like the idea of. Taking an easy victory as we power towards the late game. I know the plan was to do a timing attack, but I don't think a timing attack will work against the Congo as it currently stands. His city combat strength is just too high and he's starting to get aircraft. Right, let's go ahead and blast the city. You step there, get ready to pillage. You shoot him, you retreat, and Quila, in theory, should fall. Let's get this chariot on the move. No, I meant to promote it. Right, well, I guess we'll promote this chariot and this chariot instead. We got the lighthouse in Sivas. Let's place the commercial hub. The city's goal is to generate cash. We don't need the shipyard. It's 4 production per turn, but the city's goal is to generate cash. And the best way to generate cash is to actually build our district. So we're going to go for the commercial hub next. Let's hit the city of Adana and then we're going to move up. We would like to maybe put a bit of tempo on this city and start crushing it. I'll bring a skirmisher around here. You need to attack there. You just stay fortified. Like the line infantry. If we can flip Adana, we'll be in a good spot because this city's close to being on the loyalty threshold. You're taking too much damage. I'll retreat that trebuchet. I'd like to keep it alive. It could actually become a bombard corps here in a second. The few trebuchets hanging around that could do that. I could be friends with Sweden. This could be a good target to get a military alliance with to get +5 combat strength if I can drag her into a war. There we go, we built our Grand Bazaar for the first time. We do have to keep in stock that we need to actually get enough era score to get through this phase of the game, right? Unperturbed. Right, Quila, how long have we got? 4 turns. I think it's time we start slamming. I hope you like slamming too. Let's get some more cuirassiers. Lovely, you love to see it. I'm in great form in terms of military, so if I can get Quila to flip back to me, that would be amazing. I may just dump Cuirassier Corps health into the city to try to get it to flip faster. It's under siege, so it's not recovering, so we should be able to take it in the next turn or two. We got the Grand Bazaar in Rhodes. I think I definitely would like the city to grow slightly faster, so I'm going to go for the watermill, and then I'm going to go for the art museum because I want the city to generate more culture. Culture is an important way that I advance through the game. This trebuchet corps can become a bombard, no problem. And we need to look into... We're going to take Adana here. I'm a little bit worried about this cavalry unit, but we are strong enough to essentially ignore him. We flipped Adana. Okay, we'll keep that city. What's the loyalty like in here? -20. Okay, that's far worse than I was expecting. Right, hang on. Let's have a look at the loyalty situation. Maybe we can dissipate this with like assigning a governor to it. That gets us down to 5 turns. Are there any cards I could plug in? I could pay money to rearrange my government. Retainers could help. Limitanii could help. Actually, I think there's Limitanii. So we could get Limitanii. We could get Praetorium. That would be another +4. That'd be another +4. That'd be -8 per turn. Jesus, -8, really. All right, let's change the government. We're going to take out chivalry. We'll take out retinues because we don't really have cash. We'll take out all of that, actually. We just need cash generation right now. We'll go back for retainers. The Mitanii. We can take out Machiavellianism. Plug in Praetorium. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be tough. But I mean, this is another +4. Jeez, I'm having a hard time believing that's -20. We'll see what we can do. We might have to fight over Adana a few times, which I don't like doing because it usually ends up with the city being completely wrecked by the end of that. We do a little coastal raiding. There's opera and ballet and a little bit more coastal raiding. I should probably have the raid card plugged in. Steal a builder. And let's have a little coastal raid there. A little coastal raid there. Very nice. I've got 4 envoys in the bank. I'll put 1 into Nalanda for the tiny little boost of science, and then I'll put 2 into Preslav for the little boost. I'll put another 1 into Preslav for another boost because I want to be suzerain of Preslav ideally, and then we can go ahead and start stealing cash from Georgia using that spy. We got a Habub dust storm. That was actually really, really bad timing. My troops are merely passing by. Really, really bad timing on the Habub dust storm. Devastating the city's population, but we absolutely needed it to be high pop. And also devastating these units here that I'm going to have to retreat now. Unfortunately, this city got devastated again. I lost my feckin' warlord's throne. God damn it. It's a 20% boost that I just lost. Okay. Stay positive. We get a cheeky little pillage here, and then we take back Quila. Now, Quila has a little bit of a loyalty problem, but we could liberate it, but we're going to keep it. And we need to take these units off the border. So, rebellion to the Ottomans. We can go ahead. We'll just slap Liang into Quila, and that should have that stable. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to mount an effective attack on Congo, so we are going to have to defer to the late game. But we can get these cities repaired, and we managed to gather up a decent amount of era score fighting for our own empire. But I might redirect in a new direction. We could possibly take Johannesburg. It is an option to kill Kabul. Like, it's totally an option to kill city-states here. I could kill Johannesburg, I could kill Kabul. That would give me a little bit more loyalty. I'm caught in a very awkward position. Would Georgia be an easier war target, actually? If I swept through to the left, killed Johannesburg, and killed Kabul, if I move my entire army around this way, do you know, I think that actually might be a play. Take out Johannesburg. That gives us much better loyalty on this front line. We'll recapture Erzurum through loyalty. Then we have to take out Kabul. We can kind of continue to push along this coastline, but the main thrust will be through into Georgia. I think Georgia is an easier target. I think Georgia is our better target. We can't beat the Congo. So I'm going to redirect most of my forces this way, but a few of them will be staying. I'd say whatever's already inside the city of Aquila will be staying. So the stuff here will stay, and the rest will be heading west. And the nice thing here is we can actually use a pair of Barbary Corsairs to start softening Gelinus, because the city doesn't really attack back very well. And we just have a constant stream of Barbary Corsairs coming out of Pharsalos that'll continue to push us in that useful direction. Mega Colossal Eruption, you're joking me. I only just got roads together into a reasonable position, and now the city gets obliterated again. Okay, so we're going to have to do a little bit of rearranging of the queue here. We'll need a builder. The tiles in need of rebuilding. I definitely feel like I'm getting hit. I mean, it's not even an apocalypse-based game mode, and I'm getting hit very, very hard by the effects. Even my boats are getting hit by storms and stuff, you know? So let's figure out who's staying. I could probably only need 2 Cuirassier Corps to take on the city of Johannesburg, because I need 1. No, I need 3. Because I need to lock up all of the adjacent tiles, okay? And then probably 3 bombards. 2 or 3 bombards. I'll go with 3. 3 should be enough, especially because we're about to unlock artillery. Actually, unlocking artillery kind of changes the game here for me, because it means all these pre-built things are much easier to do. So cash is going to be king here for me for a little while, which is why I'm going to be stealing and siphoning funds to upgrade my army. There's steel with artillery, as well as the +1 production from lumber mills. So that's a nice step forward for us. Now, we want to obviously upgrade our artillery corps. So you're going to get upgraded. +2, lovely. You are going to get upgraded, but we don't have the cash. We do have the cash to upgrade you, however. These catapults will be a little bit harder to upgrade because they're kind of, they're cash intensive, and I don't have a lot of cash. People will buy my oil, though. And now niter and iron have very little value to me, so I can sell off all of those. Let's talk to Sweden, and we'll get a military alliance with them. That'll be fine. The financial situation is grim, but it is improving. We have a lot of potential here. So with the completion of ballistics, steel and refining, oh my god, can I get flight right now? Oh my god, I can start working on flight. I can start getting biplanes. Okay, now this actually is going to blow the game wide open for me if I can get early biplanes. The late game technology tree is being incredibly kind to me. Unfortunately, we're going to have to go to war with Johannesburg and continue to piss off the world. That's life. You know, it's one of the sacrifices you decide to make when you're going for a particular play, and killing city-states is just part of my play. Managed to rebuild the monument in Edurne. Let's go ahead and place the commercial hub. The shipyard is really nice. It makes the city actually like have production. But do we need the shipyard, or do we just want the gold generation? That's the real question. I think we just want the gold generation out of this city. The city of Pharsalos is going to continue to produce Barbary corsairs because there's an entire coastal empire here that we could use them to slowly chip away at and take control of. So they're a little bit of an investment into our future. Now I had a pair of cuirassiers here, and I do not know where they've gone. I don't know if I'm going mad, or did the Haboob, I think the Haboob dust storm obliterated them. That's what happened. Yep. Right. If I go into here, Mega Colossal Eruption killed 2 units, killed 4 pop. I don't see the dust storm, but I think it killed a couple of my cuirassiers over here, which is obviously not great. Now I feel safe trading with Ayutthaya. That will get me another envoy with them and a little bit of gold per turn, so I'll take that deal. We definitely need to get more traders out. It's hard, right? We just don't have the resources to be able to invest in everything all at the same time. So we have to make kind of calculated decisions and calculated risks and calculated, you know, we just have to, you know, we can't do everything. So you have to kind of prioritize. Somehow we're holding Adana for quite a while. I think it's partially due to Victor being established over here. And you take a moment to heal a little bit. You heal up. You are healed up, but we don't have the cash to upgrade you to an artillery. If we look at the city of Johannesburg, there's at least a few pillages here that I'd like to get off. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's get our second copy of oil going. That's plastics boosted. That means we're also making 6 oil per turn now instead of 3. You managed to get your theatre square. Let's go for the amphitheatre and then the entertainment complex. I think that is the order in which I get the most efficient yields in the city. The city of Aquila has completed the monument. That was the monument repair job. The city has rather bad production, which means we probably need to get a builder, which we probably want to buy a builder in here, but I'm not actually getting builders efficiently right now, which is a bit of a problem. I don't have the builder card plugged in. I probably should have the builder card plugged in to the point where maybe it would be worth it for me to take out naval infrastructure and to plug in serfdom and just live without shipyards. And then with that, get some builders. The high charge builders will make a big difference this game. Coastal raid the barb camp and then continue to clear this stuff out. Remember, every time we shoot something, we get like a tiny fraction of an error score from killing things and leveling units and getting experience. I have a ton of faith in the bank, but unfortunately my Grandmaster's Chapel is actually broken right now, so I can't make use of it, much to my chagrin. Let us declare war on Johannesburg now. We will start to claim the useful resources from them in the form of pillaging and all that. Congo is denouncing me, partially because I probably declared, you know, he's angry that I declared war on his quote-unquote city-state. Right, Johannesburg, it's time for you to meet your maker, buddy. And I don't think you can actually attack over this hill. You'd have to be on the hill, which is not ideal for artillery. Look, we're getting there. We're getting there. You know, things are happening. Things are happening slowly but surely. Getting to where we need to go. You know? Don't you know, Joe? We do a little coastal raiding. We got a free recon unit, not especially useful, but it can serve as a garrison unit, giving us +1 amenity until we research the card that obsoletes that. Although technically it is possible in a dramatic ages mode, it's actually entirely possible to never research that card. There's natural history. Now, why did we research natural history? I don't remember why. We're going for mobilization. That's right. We're beelining mobilization so we can combine units together. Excellent. City flips in 2 turns. You flip in 4. We should be able to retake you. There's a great admiral, a little bit of error score. What do? +1 promotion level and 50% combat experience to a military unit. All right, well, I may as well give you to this guy and take that promotion. You can't hit that city from there. Totally fine. Pillage that. Level up. Wait a turn. Fortify there. You're holding the breach. City of Konya has managed to get the thing that I was looking for done. I'm going to wait to purchase my artillery in the city of Athens and Eritrea because these will both have military academies, giving me the full scope. Wait, did either of these build a stable? Yes, so Eritrea is the best place to build them because the stable gives you a 25% combat experience boost for siege class units, whereas Athens, I think, was a barrack city. So I'd be best off buying my artillery up here in Eritrea for experience boosts. That's if I really care about the XP boost. I think I do. I think it is important. Let's get the library repaired and then we go for the commercial hub. This is not a unit production city, so I'm not too fussed about this city producing units. This is not a unit production city either. I was just trying to have like a little bit of unit production, but we are about to start producing units en masse with these military academies, so I think my other cities can go back to economic production. We did manage to steal a bit of cash, and that should be, if I step you here, that should be another artillery boost. And we do have we don't have the gold card plugged in. I thought we still had the gold card plugged in. That was a little bit of an error. I thought I was making a correct play. So that's an interesting mistake to make, right? Where it's not that I made a mistake in the sense that I misunderstood the game. It's that I thought the board state was different than what it was. Are we killing Kabul? I don't think we have to kill Kabul. No, we do. Tamara Suzerain. It would be nice to have Anshan. It's just like a lot of these are super competitive, so we're never really going to make much use out of them. So I'll just kind of gently compete for Ayutthaya. But I'm probably going to kill Ayutthaya as well, which means I'm probably going to hold on to my envoys just to steal back Preslav and stuff like that for era score. Let me think about this. Your melee strength is 70. What is the melee strength of a line infantry? 65. So actually you can defend pretty effectively against the line infantry slamming into you. So you may as well take that tile and I'll have you behind here. And then you can start to bombard the city. Withering Drought. Okay. And the city of Adana has not yet flipped, but it is getting there. You step in here for the pillage. You come around for the pillage. You go to there to get this pillage early. You blast the city. You move. We're not quite ready to do you. We are about to get mobilization, which is going to be a big moment for us. We need to think about where our tanks are going to be coming from. And in order to find tanks, we need to extract an artifact. But I imagine tanks are like somewhere in here. Let us have a little look around the map. There's our third oil source online. So we have plenty of oil to fuel our armies. You guys just wait a turn because you're going to get into a little bit of a battle soon. Blast the city of Gilunus. Slowly but surely we're whittling that city down. It would be nice to go back into a golden age, but I just don't know if that's going to be happening. Right, so soldiers march in formation. So that is our first encampment gone to level 3. So I am going to start faith purchasing artillery in here, but you can see here you get a discount on purchasing cores, so I'm going to wait the 6 turns for mobilization and then I'll just start mass producing artillery out of here with our faith. Artillery and tanks, but in the meantime you may as well repair your districts because there's no point not doing that, and you may as well place the harbour even though we're not going to be building it for a while. Let's go ahead and continue to bombard the city. You're here there, you're going to pillage this, perfect, and then move back in here to pillage that. You're going to move back to here. The city is well set up for the war. You move around this way. You're heading to the north. I need a garrison for this city. I'll send the swordsman down there to take that city's garrison spot. And then I've got a build charge on you that I don't know what to do with. Right, so the city of Adana flipped independent again. That's not a big deal. I want to promote my units as much as possible, I think, because that concentrates the combat power of those units. I'm going to give Gelinus a break and bring my Barbary Corsairs over here to take out Adana slightly faster. And then otherwise, everything is looking fine. We're happy as Larry. Larry being a man who is exceptionally well known for being a very happy guy. Right, let's go ahead and blast Johannesburg. There we go. Those are the kind of numbers we like to see. Let's pillage this. You step here. City's under siege. We'll be taking control of it. We got the military academy in Athens. Now you're going to be producing infantry for me. Do I want you producing infantry? I think it's fine for you to produce infantry, actually. Yeah, this is an infantry production facility. Now, you would just, honestly, now that I think about it, you would just slow me down if you were to produce infantry. So I think you're actually going to get started on producing some cavalry corps. There's a little, I need to get horses. I need to get a source of horses in my empire. It's kind of shocking that we're this deep into the game and I don't have a source for that. Source? All right, let's obliterate the city of Adana. We'll have to retake it, of course. But we are slowly creeping up in our golden age points, so we're potentially looking at a golden age here in the next era, which will completely open up war as an option for us, especially if we can get the 2 arms dedication, because that's just opening shit up for us right now. Now, this has been a relatively, I would say, inefficient episode in that, we didn't get very far through the game because we got through, it took us an hour to get through 20 turns, and that's like the total recording time. But I feel like I'm really, really well set up to go forward. And I think that's often sometimes the important thing, right? So we've managed to reclaim the empire. We're getting close, very, very, very close to getting a golden age. We've got our spies up. We're stealing cash. We're doing everything we need and what we should be doing. We're about to get mobilization. We're not too far off picking up fascism. I think we're getting closer and closer to go time. We're taking out Johannesburg as well. I don't think it's safe to slam that city, sadly. My artillery corps are leveling up. My units are leveling. I'm getting experience on my units. Everything that you want is coming together. We've got massive exploration on the map. We know where everything is. We know where everyone is. We know who we can attack, when we can attack them. And we know, we have all of the intelligence we need to make the decisions that will lead us to victory. Oh my god, and I completely forgot that we picked up flight and we have observation balloons. These are really, really early observation balloons, like considering the situation of the game that we should be in, quote unquote should, in the sense that we were in a bad spot. Which of you guys could level off this? You could level off this, but I'm going to go ahead and take it with you. Perfect. We will keep the city. 7 turns until rebellion. That's so good that we have a guy sitting on standby to just clear that loyalty problem. The city will need a garrison, but there we go. We just took a city, you know, empire expanding. Now we're going to take Adana and Kabul next and push on through to here. Maybe take Ayutthaya, just capture this whole peninsula. Probably even kill Yerevan, honestly, and then plant another city down here. We should totally send settlers to claim this island. Maybe send a couple of Barbarian Corsairs here to clear the barbs off it. There's at least 2 cities on this island, at least potentially 4. Somewhere between 2 and 4 cities. I would probably go with like 3. I wouldn't really, you could push it to 4 if it was earlier in the game, but I might settle 2 cities here for the long-term development of my empire. But I don't know how much effort I'm going to be putting into that. So what I'm looking for now is tanks. I'm trying to remember what era is the tank technology. So if I look up tanks, right, come down here, I'll take a look at combustion. Combustion is a modern era technology, which means it's somewhere inside these 4 techs. So you would take 4 to research U, 5 to research U, 6. These are my cheaper techs, and I want printing anyway. So I'm going to go ahead for rifling. I can't believe I never built a second university. It's just like the prioritization that you make sometimes doesn't really follow the natural game flow. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started on artillery corps in Eritrea. These will become artillery armies. We need to buy ourselves an observation balloon. In fact, should I build that right now in this city? Yes. No, I built that in Athens. We're going to need like a few observation balloons. I'm going to get at least 2 to start. And what the observation balloon does and why we need it is that it gives all of your ranged, your siege class units +1 range, which allows you, okay, so if you imagine, let's do a little hypothetical here. Let's say this right here, this is a city that I want to attack, and there's a mountain here, right? I'm just going to say there's I will have this downward triangle be mountains, right? Let's say the city is literally in a mountain pass, so the only 2 tiles I can attack the city from in melee are these 2 swords, and then let's say there's another mountain here, and there's another mountain here. No, actually, let me narrow the example slightly. Let's say hypothetically, this is the city, and there is a mountain range extending just all the way out in every direction. And I have 1 tile that I can attack the city from in melee, and 3 tiles that I can attack the city with from range. If I get observation balloons, right, and I put an observation balloon here, and I put an observation balloon here, okay, on these 2 tiles, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more tiles become available to attack. I'm not increasing I'm quite literally tripling the number of tiles that I can attack the city from, which means I'm tripling the number of artilleries that can bombard the same city, which means I'm tripling the speed, and it's actually even faster than that, at which I can bring this city down, even though I only have a 1 tile choke point, right? And so adding extra range is super, super valuable. And the other really important thing is it means that cities can't retaliate, which means actually getting observation balloons does actually open up potential war with Congo. If we wanted to, we could pull all of these armies and just slam them straight into the Congo at the start of the next era. I think Georgia is an easier target, so I will go for her. One thing I do need to keep abreast of is like who is getting ahead on the technology front. The Congo and Netherlands are looking good. I think Congo is going to be the more important early kill, but we do need to keep in mind of how the Netherlands is going. But that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I know it was a little bit of a weird one, but I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.